I am so sad. I just knew I was not gonna miss my birthday. But that's okay. I'm excited that I still got to have one. And even though there were a couple of little silly things that transpired, I am grateful. I hope y'all can hear me full of that saltfish. I hope y'all can hear me full of that oxtail. Cause you don't have to pick in somebody's plate. You already know. Hello, even though it's my birthday, I still had to pick. Oh, bitch, I didn't even know we was in. Oh, I did a little twist out. I did a little twist out, bitch. Also, I forgot I cut the shit out of my hair before I did the braids. So my hair is a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh damn, bitch, now I'm back to toi. Rain, hey BB. I hope you're doing well. Honestly, woo, it feels good to be 35 and alive. I'm crying FNA scatty catty. I'm screaming. Happy birthday, Buki. That's me. I'm Buki. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But no, Noe. Hey, Buki. Hope you're doing well. What game are you playing right now for your channel? If you don't mind sharing. It was my birthday. It was, and now it's the 27th. I know the 27th girls be sick. Cause it's like, damn, first here come Kris Kringle, then there's like a day of rest, and then here you go. Like I feel crazy having a birthday after Christmas. Cause it's like, damn, hitting your pockets again. Like first came Santa, then came me. So again, I personally feel like that's also why me and my mom have conflict, because she a Capricorn stellium, I'm a Capricorn stellium, and she had a baby the day after Christmas. Like, sweetie, that's a lot. Take your time, take your time. Definitely take your time, babe. Oh, your birthday's in April. Why don't you like an April birthday? Binky, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Actually, you might not be the Binky I know. No shade. No shade. I live for girls named Bianca that call themselves Binky. Like, that's cute as fuck to me. Anyways, with that being said, yeah, shout out to all the Capricorns in the building. Bitch, I was not playing today. Like, you know what I did? You know what I did for myself? Definitely not. Definitely not. Keep his ass in there. My goodness. It's been Capricorn season since like the 22nd, I want to say. I could be wrong. I think it starts on the 22nd, 23rd. Shit, it might start on the 21st, bitch. Delete. But what was I gonna say? Bitch, I made some high grade salve. I don't want to alarm nobody, but bitch, I did a little self test on my breast. PS for anybody in their 30s, especially if you are a non-white person of color, but especially if you're a black woman. I mean this with so much genuineness. Like it is time to be checking our boobs. It's time to be testing our mammogrammies, our mammary glands, excuse me. But I definitely feel like I found a cyst of some sort, so I'm definitely about to go to the hospital, baby. I'm not playing with that shit. But please be testing yourself. Please be checking. Google how to do an at-home test. It's very easy, I promise you. But I definitely found a cyst and I pressed on it a little bit and I thought to myself it might be like some fatty tissue or something, but I don't know. I just feel like I'd rather go talk to somebody because I remember reading a comment section recently about this very topic, and there were a bunch of women saying that they caught it in time because they found a cyst, and they actually had to keep going deeper. Especially the black women on the comment section, they were saying that they had to like go harder to get their diagnosis cared for. So just putting that out there for anybody out there who just hasn't been checking like that, hasn't been worried about it, please take care of yourself. See, I appreciate you for saying that, Rain. Like, let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. That's one thing about being 35 that I'm really trying to sit with is that there's a bunch of things I need to be looking out for, and I probably should have already been looking for them. Now that I'm 35, I'm probably a little bit overdue, but I'm comfortable to say that I'm confident in knowing that I may be behind, but that I'm catching up, and so I don't want anyone else to feel like they're behind, and so that's why I'm trying to uplift this. If you're worried about something, check it out. Oh my God, irrelevant Aaron, that is a wild thing to offer, but I'm sure for the titty girls like that, for people that are very into breast worship, breast play, if that may be a challenge, perhaps. But with that being said, I feel like most of us could probably handle someone doing a test on us. Not saying everybody, not saying everybody. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. It is very scary out here to be doing an at-home test or be trying to figure out if you have any kind of, you know, any kind of cyst, any kind of growth. That could be a lot. So I just want to uplift that you're not alone finding anything like that. I'm really hoping that you feel comfortable to reach out, excuse me, to a doctor, to a medical care professional. But I'm definitely just trying to uplift my own journey because, baby, on this birthday, it was just about healing. I took some RSO, which is called Rick Simpson oil, which in my opinion is problematic because let's be real, bitch. I know indigenous people was cooking plant medicine down and making this shit before him, but we just gonna go with it. Anyway, I took some RSO and I put it inside of some coconut oil, and then I transferred that inside of this lotion that I got from, like, I want to say Dane got me like this lotion from these indigenous women. I couldn't tell you too much information. He didn't give me too much information, but the lotion smelled good as fuck. But I decided to basically mix the coconut oil that was infused with the RSO, which is basically weed that's been cooked down for a long time, and it gets cooked down to the point where it turns black, and it is so strong and potent that it actually has helped people cure cancer. So I just want to put that out there that if you look into it yourself, this is not me trying to do an ad. This is me just trying to be offering that I do have access. So if you care, reach out. But being excuse me, being able to take the RSO that's already been cooked down and mix it with lotion, mix it with oil, mix it with literally food. You can put it on a pill. You can use a grain of rice size every day. You can even put it in your belly button to regulate your nervous system. It's just a very high grade, CBN heavy. Like, this stuff can put you to sleep if you have trouble sleeping. There's just layers to what cannabis can do. With that all being said, though, I mixed some of that into lotion and applied it to my breast because I was like, you know what? This white man said he was doing that shit. And don't get me wrong, once you look up the information, you're going to notice there are a lot of other white people who have used it, and it's been beneficial for them, and so that's why I'm uplifting it. Like, it's definitely not something that I know nothing about. I've been using it myself. I feel like for me though, I usually use it in tea when I make a hot tea before bed, especially if I'm sick, if I'm not feeling well. And let's say, because as a smoker, there's definitely times where you're sick and smoking is miserable. Like, trying to smoke a blunt when you're sick is fucking hell. So if you ever get sick and you need to, let's say, make your own cough drops, this is some shit that you want to use. Mr. Kevin, I'm not interested in men actually. I'm really not interested in men. I'm not interested in y'all. But I hope y'all have a good night. Chilly. Yeah. Hey, what up, Ash? Hope you're well. But yeah, no. But yeah, I also found like this like bump on my leg that again just doesn't look good. And so I've been putting some RSO on that, and I have noticed almost instantly it feeling better. But there was a little bit of pain there. There's just a couple of things on my body that just had me like, you know what? Let me take this shit more seriously. So all day I just been making little salves and shit for myself. Um, I also like made some pasta sauce that was so fucking good. Ah! It's so amazing. Like I fucking love pasta so much. Like thank fuck we get to eat pasta. I'm grateful for it, but I think I'm also probably before I go to bed, I'm probably gonna have some fruity pebbles because bitch, there's just something about a fruity pebble. Like I feel like I feel like when the fuck do you get fruity pebbles? I don't know what Dan was thinking, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for him. Like he really like popped out. He randomly got fruity pebbles and raisin bran crunch, and I was like, you are such an adult child, and I love that about you. You're driving on the highway, boo. But I'm so glad that you're on the way. You're getting back to home. Beaker, I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. But yeah, no, I feel like my birthday was very much like low key, and I'm grateful as fuck. Me and Dane watched The Craft at one point. And I want to just be candid that Dane has never seen The Craft before, bitch. That shit was funny as hell. Oh my god, I really forgot how funny The Craft is. Like The Craft is like good. It's great cinema. If you've never seen The Craft, get on it. But also, like I said, I really do want there to be like a movie club where we watch like old movies and just be crying laughing because bitch The Craft. Like bitch, when they were calling Manon, I was dying. Like babe, there were just so many moments where I was screaming. Cause it's like, damn, like they was really coming for that little white girl. Like, no shade. Like she just wasn't with the coven. Like, it's fine. Like, oh my god. Like I just feel like as the power started to grow, it just got real crazy in that bitch. What up, Ren? Like I really just feel like between me and you, it was giving bullying. It was giving bullying. Yo, I be so fucking surprised when people just pop out writing Diddy on the comments. I'm like, really? That's what you be doing in the evenings? Like in the evening, like after you get home from work, you just pop online and just be in the lives talking about free Diddy or just be writing Diddy. Cause you know how? Cause we all collectively know it's unreasonable. Like we know that the cost to be alive is so unreasonable. Like everybody online that's doing anything, it's like, and on top of that, they have to pay like $3,000 in rent. Like I just can't. I'm sorry. Like some people behavior be like, wow. And on top of that, and you're going to work, and you're getting on the bus, like wow. I'm so sorry, bitch. Like sometimes some people behavior online, I'd be like, and this person is with us collectively paying rent. Wow. All right. Again, information is critical. Information is fucking critical, bitch. I'd be so fucking surprised by some of the information that people put out, but it's fine. It's just fine. Anyways, though, I did want to say something before I left. I know that this is so goofy and I probably don't need to fucking add to this, but why, when I was telling y'all that last story about the girlie that tried to play me like I should feel bad, that I'd warned her about a man that it turned out to be a bad situation, like, I don't know why we were bringing it up. She was bringing it up seemingly because she wanted to talk about it, but I didn't need to talk about it. I was good to never talk about that man again. I was happy to be reconnected with her. But why the fuck? I forgot to say this. Why the fuck did she bring up to me that he had said something about me? She's like, oh, if I had believed what he said about you. I'm looking at the phone like, wait, not if you have believed what he said about me. A man that has already played with you, me, and another bitch. I just had to look at the phone like, oh, you want a conflict. Okay. All right. This is also after she randomly tells me that she want to fuck me. This is also after she randomly told me she want to fuck me. Then randomly started telling me how she about to date this other girl. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, maybe you should just relax. I was like, I feel like you just catting around right now. Like, I feel like you just enjoying. You're just enjoying, like, it's good. But it's like, babe, what are you up to? Like, I really just feel like at the end of the day, who Geminis, I be trying to be cool with y'all, but y'all just really do the most, and I don't get it. Like, I just don't think I'll ever understand Gemini. I think I just have to let it go. Like, I just don't know. Like, I never had a Gemini friend my whole life. Never, not one. Like, I don't get them. Like, I feel bad, bro. Damn. fuck? I'm like, and I feel like even though I don't really fuck with Leo like that, I still wouldn't be like, I don't understand that. Like, I feel like I really like I understand Leo slightly, but man, I'm sorry. Like, I'm really just sitting here perturbed. Like, Gemini be so fascinating. Wow. You know what though? All air signs. Let's be honest. I feel like all air signs are very fascinating people. I feel like air signs don't never really give you the same thing. I feel like every air sign I've ever met, they always give me something different. Like, I don't think I've ever met two of the same Libra. I don't think I ever met two of the same Aqua, two of the same Gemini. I haven't met two of the same Gemini, but I just feel like at the end of the day, woo, I don't know. Like, they just be like, here's my thing. I feel like for Gemini, they be so nice, but then when they not nice no more, it's like, whoa. I'd be like, can the representative come back, please? Can you please call back customer service? I just feel like they definitely have like, I feel like on some mercurial shit, Gemini is the twins. I believe that with my whole chest. Like, I truly believe like Geminis have two different callers, and depending on who you're dealing with, because I feel like there's one twin that's real flexible, real fun, real easy going, real carefree. And then it's the other one that's like, no, just be delighting in like throwing some water on your shit. I don't know what that's about. But I saw with some air placements, I'm just like, I don't know, bitch. Hey, angry kid, hope you're well. Ren, you're not wrong. Oh, hey, Ren, I didn't see you there. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, it's definitely Jekyll and Hyde. It's definitely like, who is real? I don't know, bitch. I really don't know. Bitch, I have like a couple like two strand twists to finish, and I'm just kind of over it. But I know I want to finish them. I'm really trying to get back into my natural hair game. Like, I swear, wearing those braids for 2 months was crazy as fuck. Like, they like, yo, you got. He's like, yo, you got fired in them shits. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, not me tracking my mental illness with my weave. I'm like, damn, yeah, I was wearing that weave since they had fired me. Damn, I should have took that shit out a while ago, but we here now. Damn. Weave is crazy. Like, low key, bitch, like, braids is crazy. Because you be really feeling like that's all me, 30 inches. And then when you take it off, you be feeling like, what? Oh. Okay, no one's gonna say that. It's like they really don't want you to really think too deeply about what the fuck they're talking about. I'm genuinely perturbed. Like, the internet is such a strange place. Bitch, I wish I had it in me to troll back and be like, her name's Jennifer, right? I'm gonna say Jennifer. Sidebar, I've been also drinking mushroom tea for a little bit. I also ate some food, but I'm not worried about it. I feel like my body is still accepting it, still receiving it. I also don't feel like I'm going to bed anytime soon. Like, I really feel like my plan is to focus on healing. I'm going to cover my whole body with RSO. I'm actually about to take a shower. Like, this is how I see it going. I'm going to take a whole good shower. I think I might remove all the hair on my body except for my hair on top of my head. But then again, there's a part of me that I know it's gonna sound how it sounds, but bitch, there's a part of me that want to do a big chop so fucking bad right now. Like the biggest chop, bitch. Like there's a part of me. Oh, bitch, always. Bitch, always. Bitch, yes. Hell yes, bitch. Little Negril never fails me. That motherfucking ooh. First of all, that saltfish, that ackee, that fucking fried dumpling. Ooh, they really fed me, bitch. I ate. Like I feel like I got another back. That's how much I ate, friend. I felt like my back got another back. Okay. I was shaking back there, bitch. I was chewing and singing, bitch, dancing. Yes. Ate so good. I wanted to go take a fucking nap, but I was like, no, let me come kick it with people again and come hang out. Cause real talk, bitch, like I just feel like, as I was saying before, like being in a monogamous relationship be low key isolating if you don't have good connections with people. And I feel like out here, like I know me and Rem be linking, but I feel like I still need to get more in my day to day. And I don't know. I don't know what all to do just yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to figure out what I'm doing. I feel like I kind of low key dropped the ball on the barbershop shit just because, like, I feel like it was a bad time to call for these folk just because it's like, it's holidays and, like, I feel like it's kind of, I don't want to say dead right now, but I don't know. I just feel like the energy was very much like come whenever. And the other girlie didn't call me, which I'm kind of happy about to be low key because I really don't want to work with white people. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I just really am good. I'm super good right now. Like I feel like there's just a little bit of there's just too much going on out here. Also, I want to break silence about something that I broke silence about on Instagram. By the way, I went live on Instagram because I couldn't for like mad fucking years. Like literally for like 2 years, I could not make a Instagram live, and like maybe I'm exaggerating, but it feels like years at this point. I could be wrong. It could have just been 1 year, but it feels like a long time. What up, Ruby? Hope you're doing well. But as I was saying, like I went live on Insta and was talking candidly, and I want to be candid. Mm, no, what's it about? But yeah, as I was saying though, I was trying to figure out like how to bring up this thing about the tarot card lady, the lady that has like the witch's shop. Cause like it's like I'm really like I think she's cool. I think she's cool, but there was an interaction that occurred that had me kind of fucked up. And I brought it up on Instagram and I felt bad because I was like, bitch, why am I protecting her? But I think it was more that I just didn't want to I just didn't want to live in reality. And I want to be candid about that. That like that is such a privileged thing to like hear someone white like say something crazy as fuck and be like, no, like no, maybe they can shift. Like I really felt myself taking on a lot of responsibility. Like, which again reminds me of my fucking mama, which is why I told y'all. Which is why I said like that's my fear with dealing with this white passing lady is like my mom caused me a lot of grief and I still don't know all the ways. And I feel like this interaction with this lady kind of had me like realize like, oh, it's more than I thought. It's about what? Ruby, what makes you think I'll like it? That's my only question at this point because I am very interested, but I'm just wondering what made you bring this to me? Getting back to what I was saying though, um the woman that I was attempting to work with, like she had made a remark about how she had wanted to buy some tarot cards from this black woman. And the black woman told her, I'm only selling these tarot cards to black women. And she goes, well, I'm black. And I want to be candid that this woman is white passing. Like, she's not black. She has maybe a black ancestor here or there. I'm not trying to play with her. I'm just saying, like, I told her this to her face. I also want to be candid that we did have a moment where she tried to tell me she was black, and I was like, "You're mixed." Like, I literally was like, "Ma'am," like, I literally wouldn't let her like play in my face. And it was an awkward moment because she kept on trying to like come back to it, and it was just bizarre because I kept on being like, okay, like, but I had already said what I said, so it's like I don't know what you're still talking about. But there were moments where she popped out of nowhere and was like, I don't know, like I had a stepdad who was black and my father is black, and I'm thinking to myself like, your father is not black, and it's okay. Again, I'm not trying to play with anybody here who's biracial, MGM, nothing of the sort. I'm not trying to play with people. But we have to stop being erasing. And like again, like I think like the conversations that I keep seeing unfolding recently from a lot of mixed people, a lot of light skinned people, it's been really weird. And again, I'm not purporting to know any damn thing, but I do be listening. And so from what I've heard, it sounds like there are a lot of us mixed people who are uncomfortable with just naming that we're mixed. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely some of us who have had people tell us that. Like, I've had people be bullying mixed people. I've seen people bully mixed people into saying that they're black. So I'm not going to play like I haven't seen some very strange behavior. But with that being said, in regards to the white passing woman I was trying to work with, she had told me that she was black, or she had told me that she told this woman who was black that she was black in order to get these tarot cards that she was only offering to black women. And she told her, not your kind of black. And I started dying in my heart. I couldn't laugh in the moment. I knew because I could tell from the way she was talking as a white passing, which I have experienced with white passings being very upset. I could tell she was very hurt. So I said, that's interesting. That's fascinating. Those are two words I kept saying because I did not want to go too deep with her. And at some point, I said, she is gatekeeping. I was like, I have seen people say stuff that, lets me know that there is definitely shifts happening, especially around deep dark skinned people and brown skinned people. And that's when she said to me directly, she looks at me and she goes, yeah, girl, they hate us. I don't know. And I just looked at her and was like, what? And like, I just realized, like, in that moment, she wanted me to hate black women with her. Like, she wanted me to, like, be a part of, like, thinking black women were, like, hating on us as if we were both the same kind of person in black spaces, which don't get me wrong, we're both definitely derailers. We both can be detractors. I don't want to take away from how we are similar, but she is very clearly white Latin. Like, and so it was just kind of like, why do you think black women hate me? What's going on? And I was just like, and again, it just felt like a moment for her to like devolve into like, oh, like we're not beloved by black women in some way. And I just like sat there for a moment and just realized I haven't talked to her since. Like that was the last day I went up in there. Like, cause I didn't know what to say. Then I lied and told her I got COVID. Cause bitch, I didn't know what to say at that point. I'm just trying to be honest with you. I don't know what to say to her. I don't want to be around her again. And I'm trying to be kind when I say this, but I'm also like, and I'm also feeling like I owe her nothing. But there's a part of me that's like, I should say something, but there's a part of me that's like, ah. And she one of them white bitches that be putting roots on people, bitch. And I just don't want to fucking, I don't know, bitch. Like, God forbid a piece of my weave got left behind. Like, God forbid a strand of weft. Like, bitch, I just don't want her to do nothing against me, babe. Like, I'm being so fucking for real. Like when we first met, she was telling me she be burying shit and fed a demon or some shit. Like she over here telling me a lot. So I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to be candid that I just did not know what to even say to her. And I've been trying to process like what the fuck was going on. Because again, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you trying to say? And then also, why are you trying to get these tarot cards? Why do they matter this much? Why do you have to be black? What's going on? I did have braids. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But my edges was out, bitch, and I was playing with them. For all I know, there's an edge hair somewhere, bitch. I'm just listen. I just don't trust the I just don't trust her. Again, I haven't been back since that convo because I just did not know what to say next. Like I tried in the moment to just push back, and it just felt like she was just so caught up in her story that like there are black women who don't like her. And it's weird because it's like, I can understand black women not liking you because you're lying and saying you're black. Like, I can understand black women being pretty disgusted with you, like, for sure. Like, that seems reasonable. So, and see, that's the thing. Like, you know what's even crazier? I mean, I wanted to rob her, but then I kept telling myself, no. Like, I kept telling myself, don't do it. Like, there's just, and again, I've robbed a lot of white bitches, but I'm like, no shade. But what I'm trying to say is like, I just was like, no, like I'm trying to be a community with her. But it's like, once she said that, I'm like, oh, I'll rob her if I ever see her again. Like, so that's also why I removed myself because it's like, I don't want to do nothing to her because she's very much that girl. Like I've heard her say a lot of things, and so it just feels like let you not be on her good side. And next thing you know, and I don't know nobody here for real. And she's been moving like she wants to show me stuff. And I know I've been helping her business, but I'm trying to figure out a way to like again, there's a part of me that knows that like maybe she'll listen to me, but then there's another part of me that knows that there's black women that are around her that really accept her saying that she's black. Like there's just, I don't know. And then there's a part of me that's like, I'm over here feeling so conflicted and it really could be not that deep, like to her. Like she could really just have already felt like, because I already know how my mom is. Like my mom is just like her. Like those girlies that feel like, oh, well, I'm not white for real, so I'm black. It's like, no, you're not. But it's like, who teaches those girlies to how to calm the fuck down? Who helps them? I really wonder. Oh, well, I don't know what Bella said, but I pray that it was not anything too terrible. I pray. Oh, I just saw what she said. What a weirdo. It's not. It's very like here's the thing. I hear you ask me what her hair is like, but I'm telling you, like, it's not in the fours, babe. It's in the twos. Like a 2C maybe. Shit could be really a 2A. I really can't call it, but I've never seen like it's not a 3 and it's not a 4. No shade. Nothing close to 3. Nothing close to 3. Very much the A2A. Very 2A, nothing close to 3A. Nothing close to 4. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, and again, I don't think she's a shitty person. I just think that she's delusional. And I think that she's delusional in this way that can be harmful. Yeah, her hair just frizzy. It's just frizzy. It got some volume a bit. Like it, again, she's a white Latina. But I think unfortunately, like language and tribal system and again, when people don't have like Anglo people, like I feel like that's the thing about whiteness. Like there are people in the Latinidad acting like the conquistadors weren't invested in whiteness. Like it's very bizarre to talk to certain people of color because some of them are unwilling to see themselves as white. Even the concept of white passing is hilarious because like again, I wish we would just say mixed and then white passing as like a last resort because like mixed doesn't tell you how anybody looks really, but white passing does let you know like this person can benefit from whiteness. And I think that there's nothing wrong with saying that about someone. Like, isn't that an important thing that this person benefits from a system of harm? Why not? I don't know. I'm gonna say this though. There was a video that popped up recently of this light skinned person who was very obviously admixed, and she was bringing up how like she has type like 4C hair, and she actually didn't have 4C hair. And that's another layer to this combo is that there are a lot of people out there who have mixed hair texture who are mixed people, and they'll use like the lack of like desirability that they have as a non-white person to like shit on black people and shit on blackness. And like I saw that shit recently. Like there was a woman claiming to have 4C hair and she didn't have 4C hair, and was talking about how, because she's lighter skinned, yeah, she has privilege, but she doesn't get all the privilege. And it's bizarre because again, she's at the end of the day, she's lamenting about not being more white looking, more aligned with the oppressor. And it's like, what was the point of this, girl? Like, you want us to know that you didn't get to be an oppressor all the way? You didn't get to be more privileged? Like, what are we doing here? Again, there's just certain conversations and certain things that are brought up that are just like, you really wonder like why this person needs you to know that they're black when they're not. It's like, why does this person need to say that their hair is 4C when it's not? This person is engaging in anti-blackness. That is the point of what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when it don't make no sense at all, it's just anti-blackness, and that is the function of it, to confuse you, to make you feel crazy as hell. I'm crying. Nikki, you're so cute. Thank you for coming up with an idea. I appreciate. Oppression Olympics types. No, exactly. No, and also, yo, there was this like recently, me and this other person had to deal with this like white person who is like claiming to be from Palestine, and like reached out to me on some like, oh, like I'm writing a book and I'm trying to share my book. And I'm like, oh, I would love to support you. Like, I'm just like trying to be kind and mindful that there are people like over there in the Gaza area who are doing more than just surviving. But at the same time, like, this person was like seemingly followed by other people that I know, seemed cool. And they responded to one of my videos that I posted. I posted a clip of a live where I was talking about anti-white sentiment being necessary and that it's important for us to have spaces to talk about white people. And they had the nerve to say that like I was breeding like white fragility. And it was bizarre because it's like white fragility is on the white person to deal with. It's never on anyone of color to be dealing with it. So I thought that was really strange that they like really were trying to push back on me, saying that it's important for us to talk shit about white people with, hey, let's be mindful about white people becoming, extra sensitive. Let's be worried. And I'm not going to lie, I've been worried. Like, I feel like that's what I've been. I've been noticing white people getting like more fragile, more aggy. I've noticed that, but I don't want to focus on them. We should not focus on them. And so their desire to ask me, like, oh, don't you think that white people are going to be sad? I pushed back and was like, I don't care. Like, their sadness has nothing to do with me. And this person was very upset. And at some point, they were like, trying to weaponize the fact that they're in Palestine against against me. And it was like, girl, like, what's going on? They were like, do you know where I sleep at night? How dare you say I'm privileged? I'm like, you look white and you're trying to tell me to worry about white people's tears. Do you not see how wild this is? I'm like, he's like, then at some point he starts to do virtue signaling, start trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person. And it was such an insane conversation because it really felt like the whole point of it was to make me retract what I said, to make me be softer to a white person because this white looking person feels like I could be being too harsh. And it's like I'm on a video talking directly to white people. They can turn the video off, they can go outside, they can eat a snack, they can hug their dog. They can do anything they want to fucking do. Why do we have to hold their hand like they're infants? This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And again, I'm in the convo with them, staying curious, staying communicative, staying respectful, and they're just devolving. And at some point, I'm like, you actually don't get the privilege to talk to me anymore because now you're trying to make me feel like, I was like, that's so strange. Like, you wrote a whole book about Palestine, and here you are worried about white people. That's so sad. But let them tell it. I'm judging them. I'm hating on them. Like, they were just really going nuts. And it was frustrating because there was a moment where I was like, damn, dude, like, what's got you so caught up like this? Like, All I offered was that we shouldn't focus on white people right now. And they just, again, they couldn't handle it. And so, again, I'm grateful that I get to be in spaces or online where I can talk shit about whiteness and it's not like, oh my God, the world is stopping. Like, thank fuck for this. Because, again, like, I don't know what I would do if I had to, like, just now get on the internet and be fighting with people about what white supremacy is looking like unfolding to me. I'm just so fucking grateful. Like, thank God. Thank fucking God, bitch. Like, yo, I am so happy I made it to 35. If I don't make it to another year, I'm actually okay with that. Like, I mean that so genuinely. Like, I'm just so glad to be in this moment here and just know for a fact we never talked about white people too much. We never did that. We never was going too hard on them. We never was hurting their feelings. We were always emoting. We were always righteous in our rage. Like, man, and there were definitely moments where I would feel bad as hell. There were so many moments where white people were trying to make me feel terrible. So many moments where white people were trying to make me like recant what I've said and be mad at me. And I'm over here feeling like, damn, am I evil? Like, do I really hate them? And I know some people don't want to say that they hate white people. I get it. There's a part of me like here's where I'm at. There's a part of me that's like, is whiteness changing me if I hate them? You know what I mean? Listen, help me if you can. But there's parts of me that be like, damn, am I still in control of how I think if I think that they're all racist and evil? Is it deeper than just holding that there's a system? Rather, is it enough to believe that there's a system and that they are choosing to operate within it and that they can choose other things? Is it too much to stretch to that? I've seen white people do different shit. I've seen white people do things that are not aligning with white supremacy. I've seen it. So I know that they can choose other things. So it's one of those things where it's like, am I responding to their hatred with hatred? Can I truly hate them? Because I have to sit with that. As much as I say I hate white people, what do that mean? You know what I mean? Again, when I say I hate white people, what I mean is I'm going to talk shit about them. I'm not going to prioritize their safety. I'm not going to live in delusion with them. I'm going to actually choose my reality over theirs. In fact, you know what? I seen something that like had me sitting with like just the climate. Again, this is unrelated shit that probably doesn't matter to somebody, but it matters to me, so I'm gonna say it. But Dane got me this tarot deck called Black Tarot, and it's created by this person named Nyasha, and she is, yeah, just amazing the way that this was created. I'm floored. Like these tarot cards, I don't think I've ever had anything more beautiful in my possession, and I've just been trying to not bother them. Like, I feel so overwhelmed with how amazing they are. I want to talk to them all the time, but I'm trying to remind myself, like, patience, ease up, let them come to you, like, accept your messages, you can pull as many cards as you want, but sometimes, babe, like, I'm just trying to be remembering that they're new in my life. I want to connect with them in a new way. I want to treat them better than I treated my other decks. I want to love them differently. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying though, I found this woman who was reading the booklet, and the booklet is amazing because the booklet really goes in depth about, white supremacy and colonization. And this woman was a woman of color from Britain who was reading the passage about white supremacy and how like this deck was created on some decolonizing type shit. And It made me so sad. This woman deadass had the nerve to say, you know, that's not everyone's experience. I just wish that she would have said, like, some black people, like, not all of us are experiencing, like, white supremacy. And it was just kind of like, where do you live? And I pushed back on her and was like, you know, we are all living in white supremacy. And she was like, and she had the nerve of calling me Pan-Africanist. And I was like, wait, I'm Pan-Africanist because I can see white supremacy as global? I've never heard that take. And so I'm like, whoa, now Pan-Africanism is seen as like lumping us all into a global fucking experience of white supremacy? What? Again, I am terrified for our future friends. So terrified because now this is the first time I have ever seen someone link Pan-Africanism with decolonization. I am mortified. Like, where are we? What timeline is this? Whoa. Whoa. She literally threatened to block me and called me a Pan-Africanist. And I was like, ma'am, I was like, I'm just saying, like, just because you're saying you live outside of white supremacy doesn't make it true. You can say a lot of things. We can say anything we want, but like, you do live in a white supremacist world. I hate to tell you that. But she was very offended that she was included as a marginalized person. And I was like, girl, where do you live? England? At the beginning of the shits? Okay. But I feel like even that is not true. You know, even the idea that England is the beginning of anything is funny as fuck. But yeah, I don't know. It's like on one hand, I understand some people just don't want to talk about everything going on. I get it. But on the other hand, it's like imagine creating a tarot card deck with the desire to decolonize and somebody actually like telling you that you need to say that it's just happening to you. That's the whole point of the deck, to include us in the act of decolonization. What the fuck? I'm just like, girl, what are you talking about? And then for her to be mad, for her to be like, I'm gonna block you. For what? For me uplifting that you're also being oppressed? I'm sorry. Like, what? I don't know. Like, I have never heard someone in Britain say that they are freer than someone in America. I have never heard that before. I've never heard that white supremacy is stopping at Britain's shores. Never heard that. Whoa. It just gives like Trump's America. But you know what though? You know what though? Let me not though, because I feel like it also gives that there are some people of color who are marginalized who are like, I don't want that tragic narrative on my life. And it's frustrating because what's tragic is that anyone would ever be marginalizing you. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, what's really fucked up is that someone would need to enslave. Like, that's what's fucked up to me. Not anyone being enslaved. Like, don't get me wrong, being enslaved is fucked up, but that's not like a moral failure. It's not a character flaw. Like, what? And it disturbs me on another level because it's like, what? Like, are you really trying to like really make it seem as if historically white people being harmful is something that's negative towards you? Like, if you acknowledge it, I've never seen that. I've never seen anybody black deny white supremacy as a global thing and then push back and say, yeah, it's giving Pan-Africanist. No, that's not. It's really not. But at the same time, white supremacy is the globalist action. It's really like that's what it is. There are people scared to say white supremacy though. Fuck. I don't know, bitch. Like I like listen, I'm not trying to be on some dramatic shit. I'm just saying like there's moments where I can hear confusion, chaos, manipulation, words not meaning what they're supposed to mean, and then words standing in for other things, and just hoping to fucking God that person gets to live a little longer. I pray. I'm really glad that I got to survive long enough to be grateful, to have changed my mind about a couple of things. I think that's the wisdom from this birthday, is that I've shifted in my thoughts enough to know that it's possible for others. And while it might not always seem like it, I do hope motherfuckers do win. Like, even though I be laughing sometimes at where motherfuckers is at, it's never like I hope they stay there. It's like, damn, I can't believe it. But I also should not be so incredulous, bitch. I can't believe it. I think that's the thing. Like sometimes I really be acting like LOL. And it's like, bitch, shut up. Cause that was you like 2 years ago. Like I be really having to humble myself, bitch, cause like real talk, I be really thinking like, oh damn, I can't believe they're going through that. Like, yes, you can. You went through it too. Like it's so easy to hold yourself apart. But if we actually did more empathizing, we would see that motherfuckers could still, they could still do something. It's not too late, bitch. I feel like that's the thing. It's never too late to shift your behavior. It's never too late to say, you know what? I actually don't think that I'm coming at this in the right way. You know what? I actually don't think I have all the information to really communicate right now. If you will give me some moments to collect myself, I'd love to come back to this. Let's circle back. I actually don't have the spoons to connect with you right now. I can hear that you're hurt. I'm so sorry. I really want to be there for you, but right now I actually have to gather my thoughts so that I don't make it worse. I'm really worried about our connection, and I don't want it to fall apart over this conflict. I still want to connect with you. I don't want to lose connection with you. I've been trying to connect with you. I'm scared. I'm worried. It's moments like this that I'm very grateful I'm child free, because my heart goes out to all the parents that are trying to fucking parent themselves. And then you gotta make food for the baby, you gotta take care of the babies, you gotta go to work, you gotta try to make yourself feel good and alive. I hear that. Just give yourself a little bit of celebration, bitch. And be nice to yourself for real. Like being self aware means also being aware of how much you're doing a great job, you know? Real easy to say you're not doing the best. It's a little harder to say, you know what, but we still did it though, bitch. The day still got done, didn't it? So much easier to be like, oh, I didn't get this done. But what did you get done though? Can we celebrate that? Like, praise God that that thing got done. Praise that you can make time for this or that. How exciting. Nothing is promised. I'm crying. Cheese, why are you so worried? You like my voice. It's okay. Like y'all be so caught up. So caught up in how I sound. But be here all the time. It don't matter. Let's just say I suck some dick and there's still nut in my throat. How about that? Report that. Report that one back, okay? Let's just say that. Let's just say that I'm full of cum and I've guzzled some cum and that's what's in my throat and that's what you hear. And then we could just move on, can't we? I'm just saying. My goodness. You would think I'm really bothering somebody sounding like how I'm sounding. My God. Anyways, like I was saying, this birthday has been fucking cute. I am grateful to be alive. My friend Ren came over yesterday, or at this point, 2 days ago, and brought me some watermelon and so many gifts. I'm so fucking grateful for them. I'm just so grateful that I have people that love me and share with me. And I don't know, like I guess like there's just so much to be grateful for. I feel like even though I was annoyed as fuck earlier, I'm grateful, excuse me, that I can still, you know, still have a good fucking birthday, bitch. Even though I was fucking annoyed part of it, I still don't think that birthdays aren't necessarily all about you. I think there's so many things that happen during birthdays. Like I found a picture of my brother and me, and I was really happy because I didn't expect to find that picture of him and I. There's a picture from when we were literally tiny as hell. We were so tiny. And he had posted this picture of us, and I just forgot like how little we used to be, and like how much we were best friends. I miss my brother a lot. I know I have two brothers, but if I'm being super candid, my youngest brother, I feel like me and him never really connected. We tried, we tried, but I just feel like between me and you, I think him being white passing really did fuck him up a little bit. And I hate to say that. All right, cool. That's a lot. But yeah, no, I don't think me and my little brother ever got to connect all the way. Cause if I'm being real, me and my littlest brother dad had a beef, and it was petty. Like me and his father having a beef was petty. Everybody's old. Everybody's old here. This is an old chat, a chat of elders. Everybody's at least like 20 something. Okay, well, have a good night. Cause it's definitely age restricted, so you shouldn't be in here. And you shouldn't be in here either. Thanks for letting us know. Have fun. Yeah, no. Nope. You're hidden on the channel, friend. Have a good time. I be crying because you know it ain't no 11 and 12-year-old bitch. Like, it be killing me when they do this shit. It be the grownest people on here pretending to be minors, and it's so bizarre. I do not get the point of this. Like, actually, I do. It's attention. That's why we're all on here. Like, but I don't know. I guess for me, it's like the desire to get the attention for nothing. Like, it's like, I feel like that's what's so confusing to me. It's like there are people that come in here and, like, that they're like, they're going through something. They want to talk, they want to tell a story. But, like, the people that lie about their age, I just don't get the point of that. I really don't get the point of that because it's like once you say that you're a minor, you're just gonna get kicked out. Like, what's the point of you revealing that? So I really think it's just for the, oh my god, a minor's here. Like, I think it's just for that. And again, I don't get the point of that. But okay, again, I don't understand why a lot of people do a lot of things. But the beautiful thing about the hide button is I don't gotta think about it too much more. Excuse me. Because I think like the minors think I'm gonna talk to them, or the elders pretending to be not minors think we're gonna have a chat. We're not. We have not one thing to talk about, and I'm okay with that. I'm so actually okay with us not having much to chat about, and it's not because I really don't fuck with minors. It's just genuinely on like just on the internet. I'd rather just deal with 18 and up personally. And I feel like even 18 feels a little bit too young. Like, I feel like I would not necessarily want to talk to an 18-year-old person online in terms of like online presence. Like, I'm not even talking about anything outside of YouTube. And it's not on some shady shit. It's just on some like, sometimes people tell me, like, oh, I've been watching since I was 16. And I'm like, damn, but then I also have to hold like, I've been on YouTube since I was 17. I was reviewing Bad Girls Club. I have to consider who my demographics would be. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be shady to you. Like, I watch Bad Girls Club to this day. Like, I know who I am. I like myself. I'm okay with what I be doing. What I'm trying to offer though is like, yeah, it's gonna be young femmes like who maybe, you know, have gone through some things and may need to protect themselves with a persona that's a little fierce, who may have not gone through a lot of things and may have seen my videos and are like, dang, life is crazy out here. Holy shit. And maybe you're a more tender person towards your friends who you know are living a similar experience, but maybe they're not talking about it. Like maybe some of y'all have friends in the foster care system and you're aware of my channel and you're like, damn, like I don't want my friend to be out here down bad. You know, I'm aware of their situation. Trust me, I've heard from all different types of people about what my channel has meant to them, and it's been really wild to see. how much care and compassion I have, but it's also been kind of bizarre at the same time to just notice, like, just how much compassion that people are not getting through certain situations, certain seasons. And as I said before, there's a lot of things that we just don't know because we haven't gone through them yet. Not because like we're just like not smart, like we just literally don't know yet. And I think that that's a big part of being a femme person is like literally finding out all the time that you just didn't know yet and learning and then finding out new shit and trying to be loving and trying to be caring and trying not to get lost in people pleasing, and there's just so much. And before I left, we got into the conversation about beauty and about how, when people think you're beautiful, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, when people think you're beautiful, you can really be very underdeveloped in many ways. And I think about, like, the Marilyn Monroes, the Britney Spears, but also I think of, like, Ari Lennox, and I think about young black girls, and they really trying to play my stream. Okay. They really did try to play with my stream though. But yeah, no, we were talking about beauty, we are talking about perception and like how like you can really just not have everything together, but it doesn't matter because people want to fuck you or people are like wanting to be seen with you, and so it don't matter like what you're really doing. Like people are just wanting to be with you or perceived as beautiful with you or use your beauty for their benefit, and how you can't share beauty and how like beauty can really change how people receive you and just how much care and concern people think you deserve. And again, the ways in which I'm seeing the world, like it's very fascinating. I remember there being a conversation about pretty privilege and beauty culture happening online like months ago, over a year ago at this point, I'm sure. But now, just the ways that people are like, I don't even know. Like it's weird. It's like I don't know. There's a part of me that wonders what happens when like people are all aware of all these privileges. You know what I mean? Not to be like dramatic, but it's like at what point, you know what I mean? Like do we expect people to like operate like they're still supposed to be marginalized when they're aware that that's not necessary? You know what I mean? It's like that's where I am at, where it's like, because I've seen a lot of people really push back on people that are quote unquote attractive and untouchable. And I've seen recently an uptick in thin people just becoming way more candid about how they don't want to be fat and like how they hate fat people, just like a real big uptick in fat phobia. I don't know. Like between me and you, I mean this with so much love. I feel like we have a WAR on our hands. Like, and I mean this with so much like love and not to be a fearmonger, but it really just feels like I don't know how the United States hasn't caught a fade in house. Like, and it feels very much like Luigi is a smokescreen. Like, I really feel like they're doing all this Luigi shit to show us, like, this was going to happen if y'all do something bad. And it's like, well, it don't look that deep. Again, I really feel like they're trying to do like a ritual of like a performance of this is how bad it's gonna be. But there are people that are like, bruh, we don't have a lot of money for food. And then on top of that, I don't want to do too much. But if some people are following the story, there was a baby literally left on the fucking highway in a car seat in Colorado, bitch. And if you're near Colorado, if you're near the western side of the northern side, sweetie, it is cold as shit. Like, Colorado's the mountain. I just need you to know that. Colorado's in the mountains, baby. Like, I promise you, I didn't understand until I lived in Denver. I promise you, I did not understand how cold it can be out there. And then I went to the mountains. Fuck being in Denver City. Go to the mountains, bitch, in Denver. And baby, when I tell you the coldness, it'll be the hottest 100-degree weather day. Go to the fucking mountains, bitch. There's snow up there. Crazy town. With that being said, there was a baby left in a motherfucking car seat, bitch, on the highway. And they just found the parents. And I was really praying that they would not be people of color. And they were. And it made me so sad because it's like, damn. In Colorado? Oh, I know y'all going to jail. Mm-mm. Meanwhile, you clearly need mental health care. You clearly need so much care. But where were you going to go? It's like, are you allowed to just leave a baby at a hospital? Is that possible anymore? Or is that jail time? I don't know. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. But I'm trying to think about how, like, I have seen a bunch of parents talking candidly about how they don't want their kids no more. Like, I've seen it actively. I've seen children getting left. I actually recently saw a child. I saw a minor on a YouTube live talking about how he randomly lives with a random man that is not his family because he doesn't want to live at home. He's not being treated well there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And again, this minor happens to be famous, so people care, but not enough to do anything. I mean, what does that look like though? Like, what does community child rearing look like? There's a growing child free movement. I really don't think that, like, the community, like, childcare shit is coming back. I really think that there's just been so much vitriol on both sides that I think more people than not are wanting to remain child free. And the people that have children, unfortunately, are and here's the thing that sucks. Having a child don't mean, at least to me, that you have to feel the same way the whole time. I truly believe you can feel regret. I think that it's just like a hard thing to talk about. Like, if I'm being candid, like, as much as, like, I know I need to be child free, I was crying today because I don't get to be somebody granny. Like, I know I'm crazy for that. But I'm saying though, like, I feel like I really have the energy to be a granny. I don't think I have the energy to be a mom. And I feel like there's it's two different types of time. And I feel like that's so funny that the reward for being a mom may seem like to somebody that they get to be a granny. And again, even the idea that there's a reward in it, I think that that can be just very much an interesting way to see it. But again, that is just that on that. Some of us see our mamas and our grannies and our family members, and I don't know. We think that, like, maybe we'll get to be them someday. And I think some of us know we won't get that. I think some of us know very well that we're not going to get to be, those kind of caretakers, those kind of people in the community. And again, I think the internet is allowing us to see what it looks like to try to be caring for each other. Like, I've seen people on the internet do things that, again, I didn't know it was possible. The internet has really made certain things possible, and I wish that we would maybe invest in that more. Ren. And I feel like that's the thing though. It's like, what is love like really? Like, in this society? Like, I feel like that's what I want to, because I feel like I don't want to punch down on any parents. I do want to hold that, like, in our society, being a loving parent really doesn't seem realistic. If I'm being super caring, if I'm being super mindful about what our society is asking from all of us, like, I'm child free. I could not imagine having to make sure that there's a meal for a little tiny human every moment of the day. Like, what? And entertainment and teaching. I'm supposed to just be casually teaching this person how to be a person. That's so much. I understand people say that people should be ready for that, but let's be so fucking for real. You had aunties and cousins, bitch. A lot less. It's a lot. less realistic. Like if I had a child, like genuinely right now, my child wouldn't I wouldn't have anyone to visit with that was my child's family. Like I have to just be candid that like some of us like are so like no contact that like even the idea of having a child would really like throw us into a lot of shit. Um mm. And Ren, I don't want to make it seem like it's impossible because I feel like you're one of the people that really inspires me. Like your idea about Sister Co-op really had me thinking about like what it looks like to live in collective housing. I've tried it before, and unfortunately, it kind of went Bad Girls Club a little bit, but it was a bunch of queer people, and then randomly there was just like gang violence and like people with guns. Like that kind of was a curveball. But with that being said, like I want to be candid that I think that there's layers to caring for people and children. I don't purport to know the first damn thing. But I am trying to offer that I do think that community care, I think that it does look like, being more engaged online with each other in ways like I don't know if anybody saw, but there's a rent strike coming up. People have decided January 1st we should not be giving any more money to these landlords. The idea is if we all withhold rent on the first, then they can't all evict us at the same time. It's just not possible. They could not all evict us. Not to mention eviction laws take 2 months at this point to get evictions. And so within those 2 months, the idea is that we'll be able to use all of our money to be able to shift how rent is taken, that we'll be able to collectively withhold our rent long enough to shift how our landlords take money from us, which sounds exciting. But again, if you're not online, if you're taking a break from the internet, you might not have heard that. And I'm trying to also remember that the internet can be connecting us, but it can also be repelling us. And if no one's told you, there are so many of us talking about striking. There are so many people striking. Like the Amazon folks are striking right now. That's why some of y'all Amazon purchases not coming through. And I'm gonna be real. Me and Dan were talking about how like somebody gave Dan a $50 gift card to Amazon, and we're trying to figure out how to flip it so that nobody uses it, but we still get money for it. You feel me? Like we're trying to be strategic because we definitely need to get rid of Prime. We still haven't done it because I want to say we just paid for it. So I think canceling it is something that we're still scratching our chin about. But I do want to say that the Amazon strike with the workers is looking like one that is not just being met with police violence, but there's also overt corruption happening within Amazon. So, friends, it's looking like Prime might have to be scrapped. And again, I'm not one of those people that's about to judge you. You do what makes sense for you, friends. I'm just bringing you the good news. Yeah, you know what? I think there is a website that buys gift cards though. I want to say there's a website that might buy it from me so that I don't have to like worry about anybody paying Amazon or anything. But again, I think that when it comes down to it, um having access to the internet, like I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is. There's just so many layers to these conversations that we're able to see, we're able to hear about. And again, I know that it can be exhausting to be online and watch all these little videos of folks. I know, trust me, I know. It's more comfortable to just, do cozy games in your house. I get it. I do, but there's some things that we can do from our house that are, supporting people that are striking. Again, the rent strike sounds sexy to me. I don't know about y'all, but I would have to hold that there's probably more people than myself that could use rent being restructured. And again, us deciding as a country to do a rent strike, I kind of live. I feel like that's why they mad at TikTok because it's a way to get some information across very quickly. Twitter as well, but I'm trying to get more comfortable on Threads. Blueski definitely not grasping me. Lemonade, I guess that's where we're going after January, whatever the fuck when they shut down TikTok. But I'm just grateful because I feel like I've learned so much from all these apps. I feel like and when I say these apps, I mean these people. Like I feel like that's the thing about it. It's like Elon Musk is a fool. Fuck him. But his app, Twitter, made me laugh so much. I'm so grateful we got to laugh with each other. And when I say his app, I don't even mean his app. Like this motherfucker got the cup and the black people are the juice. But he's selling access to the straw, bitch. Like low key. I remember reading that somewhere, bitch. I didn't make that up. But it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to see that like these apps are really nothing. It's the people that are on there populating them and creating. And let's be real, it's majority black people. There's white people on there acting a fool. Just like on here. Just like on here, there's white people acting a fool, but there's so many black creatives who are giving so much. My God. It's just what a fucking time to be alive, bitch. Again, it's like we read about history in this way that's like we came from the caves, we came from, very primitive beginnings, and they try to be so fucking devaluing about the beginnings of like how the earth or how societies or civilizations were forming or fucking just how humans were just like connecting with the earth. And it's wild to really get to a point where it's like, man, and colonization really got us thinking this is what the fuck we should prefer. I feel like that's the part for me. That colonization got us thinking that this is the best way to live on this earth, that this is the best possible outcome for humanity. Wild to think about. Like, who would we be if we weren't colonized, you know? How would we talk to each other? How would we sing to each other? How would we dance with each other? How would we eat together? Like, how would we do so many other things? If we were never told that you're less than a man, that you're less than somebody white, that you're poor and therefore you deserve to be going through this or that thing, have this or that lack or scarcity around your life. Like, who would we all be if like these things weren't programmed into us based on harmful fucking behaviors being put into our bodies or being socialized into us? Who would we be? And that's where I'm at this year. That's what 2025 year is for me. That's what the year 9 is for me, bitch. Because we're in year 8. Year 8 is connected to our mental, our minds. I want to say the number 8 is also, it's, I want to say Gemini. I could be tripping. I want to say 8 of Swords. Yeah, this year people were saying was very much 8 of Swords. It was year 8 in air. And I don't disagree. I do not fucking disagree. It felt very much 8 of fucking swords in this bitch. And the 8 of swords, if you're forgetting, is the one where motherfuckers is literally sitting up in their bed screaming. It is Mars, which is the planet of war, in Gemini, which is the planet of the mind, mercurial, verbal, communication, mental. And so it is literally the thrill of attack. It is fire in the mind, Mars in the mental. 8 is literally the brain. And so, with that being said, 8 of Swords is one of those cards where you are just feeling like there is a nightmare happening and you cannot wake up from it. It is literally in your day to day life a nightmare. And year 9, I am not sure. I want to say year 9 is 9 of Wands. I want to say that because I'm a Sag, right? A Sag moon. I want to say that it's my moon sign is being tapped in this one, but I genuinely don't know for sure. But I will say that with the power of the 9s on our side, bitch, I'm excited as fuck. Because 9s are literally completion. Like, no, like people think the 10s are completion. The 10 is a portal. That's why it's a 1 and a 0. It's a person going into a portal. That is what the 10s are. 10s are portals, bitch. 10s ain't even about finishing shit. It's about going into some new shit completely. It's about literally jumping the fuck out the window. So that's why I'm saying like 9s are about finishing something. And so there's definitely some finishing energy coming this year, babe. And so I'm hoping that y'all are getting ready for something to end this year. Ooh, okay. And I see the portal. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. But yeah, the nines are about conclusions. They're about finishing things. And that's why the nine looks like that. Notice the six looks like a pregnant belly. The nine is the head and the spinal column. And so, with that being said, like we are dealing with the end, we are dealing with the solutions. But year eight is very much a year of mental distress. But eights are mental. If you turn an eight on its side, it looks like the brain. And so keep that in mind. Like they're all different types of numbers. They symbolize all different types of things, especially when we talk about numerology, especially when we talk about tarot. And again, I do not think for one second that I know every damn thing. I don't. I listen a lot and I share what I think is necessary to share, but please do your research. Don't take my word for anything, bitch. I be high as hell. With that also being said though, um, yeah, year nine, the completion year, it's funny to think about because this year I've been like mentally just fried as fuck, just feeling like I don't understand, and I'm finally so grateful that I'm at a conclusion where all of the Black elders, but especially Audre Lorde, I appreciate her for saying what she said about whiteness and white supremacy, rather being about confusion. Because I feel like it's so simplistic when you say it, but it's like living it is the thing that is so draining and so tiring. And then also noticing other people trying to trying to show that it's fine, that they're not affected yet. I think that's one way as an elder. Like, I think that's one way that the elders kind of die a little bit because it's like you're noticing that part of growing up and part of being alive is realizing that you don't have to do that. Like, there are so many younger people I see online who don't realize yet that they don't have to do this or that thing yet. And that's part of it, right? That's part of living. It's finding out what's not required of you. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm just so grateful again that I got to live long enough to change my mind about some things, that I got to live long enough to say sorry to people that I hurt, that I got to live long enough to set better boundaries, that I've learned how to tell people that they hurt me and stand on it and not feel like I have to go back and try again and again and again in connections that are not working. I'm just grateful. But I also want to uplift that, I'm a Capricorn person. I think waiting all year for your birthday to come at the end of the year is tedious. And I always feel like my birthday just never feels long enough. Always feel like I got a couple hours of it. But I don't know. I think it's also because like my family situation. I just don't think that. I think it makes you really critique and dive deep into what a holiday is, like what it's supposed to feel like. Like I know what it feels like to go to your uncle's house or your auntie's house and be there for hours and hours and hours and hang out with everybody and feel connected and laughing and eating, and I know what that feels like. But I don't know. I feel like I'm more so looking forward to being an elder in the right room for me. And I don't know what that looks like just yet. I wish I knew, but I don't. And I think this next week, I'm gonna try to be mad nice to myself. And you love it, Jay. But yeah, I'm trying to just be nice as fuck to myself this week. Cause, yeah, I'm just not sure what I want to do next. As I said in my last live, like I love Dane so much, but I'm so scared. Like I wanna be with him, but I'm also like, damn, I wanna be alone, I think. And I feel terrible because it's not about him at all. It's more about me. It's more about me not wanting to like miss out on being able to be impulsive and be a main character. I'm sorry, Danny. I appreciate you for being candid though. Shout out to you for being honest about how you're doing. There's something to celebrate, even though you're not doing the best. You're still being honest about it. That's so dope. Um, but yeah, no, I'm not trying to be on some toxic positivity. I'm just trying to say, like, sometimes we be going through stuff when you're not telling nobody. But if you do need some support, the 211 number, you just dial 211 and they have like people on there that are just empathetic listeners. If anybody ever needs to hear somebody on the phone, just hold space for them. Trust me, I've been on there myself. I've called those people. They are so nice. They really will let you be on the phone for a long periodically time, and they will not make you feel bad about it. They'll just be hearing you. They'll hold space for you, and you deserve it. I hope y'all get it. Dead ass. You deserve all that. You really do. It's not that I don't want to hear about it. It's just that I was about to leave for real, and I don't want to leave you hanging. I'm sure, like, whatever it is, you deserve to talk about it. You deserve to be heard, and I hope you get the care and support that you need. And again, the 211 number, I have called it myself, so I know for sure that it does exist. It's real. It's not a game. I wouldn't play with you like that. But if you're unable to connect with them, I believe the firesideproject.org will listen to you. You ain't gotta tell them that you're not on mushrooms, but it might be fun to just say you are, just in case. Again, just in case they're not really interested in just doing an empathetic listening line for you. You can just say you took psychedelics and you're feeling introspective. But I feel like getting support for your mental health is important, and I hope you get it, friend. Truly, Kenneth, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I hope you have a good night. For real, for real. Thank y'all for listening to me. Thank y'all for making me feel loved and supported. I appreciate all of you. Y'all make me feel so easy to love, and I'm grateful as fuck that I get to be online and talk shit. Anyways, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Um, yeah, 35. Woo! I'm probably gonna act a fool soon. There's probably gonna be a video where I act more of a fool. Oh, Drew, thank you so much for being kind. Yeah, there's probably gonna be a video more this week where I act up, but I feel like I'm just like trying to really meditate and rest and really focus on myself. I really want to do a tarot party soon too. Just please know, like, I really am so grateful for this space and just being able to come through and talk to y'all. And again, I'm grateful as fuck that y'all reach out to me and share with me as abundantly as you do. We've laughed so much here, and I'm so interested in just seeing how this year looks. I also am super serious about getting a Discord put up together. Just because, bitch, I want to laugh with you. I want to watch some movies. Like, I want to just, have some time, some hangs that are a little bit more, like there's some entertainment going on. There's no pressure to be very chatty. If you don't feel like chatting, you just feel like sitting back and laughing, that's cool too. Um, I'm crying. Listen, the Periscope lives, I think the Periscopes are gone. Five ever. I'm really sad about it, but I dead ass think like the Periscopes are gone. Max Data sent me the link that they had for the Periscope, but that shit is gone. And I was so sad when I clicked on it. I was really excited because I do be watching the old lives, and sometimes I'd be like, "Damn, that was a wild live." So trust me, I wanted to listen to the Periscopes myself, but not being able to upload those was really hurtful. I know. I'm sad. I'm sad too. I know. Also, I don't know if anybody's on Clubhouse, but I've been going on there recently. It's been really fun. I've been really getting into like there's there's just like a couple people that are super into like battle raps and ciphers and stuff like that. And honestly, there have just been so many really cool people sharing their poetry and just all of their expertise, and I've just been really grateful to be in those spaces. I personally have not been rapping. I feel like that's not where I'm at, but I am definitely trying to support folks who are sharing that kind of art. Just because again, like I feel like I've always really loved music in general, but I think being with someone recently who's like really obsessed with music in the way that they are has me really thinking about where my music love comes from, like who I really pour into, who I'm invested in, and all the information about the music industry and splits and stuff like that. Like just finding out certain things, like finding out that apparently Pharrell owns some of Khalees's music. And that's why when Beyonce sampled Khalees was so pissed off because she had to pay Pharrell. And that's weird because like you could have just hit her up and, you know, did a new sample with her that she owned that she could be paid for. Listen, I'm not trying to drag Beyonce for real because I don't care like that. But I think it's so fascinating how people are behaving like, oh my God, um, should we be worried about Beyonce, you guys? And it's like, girl, her husband is being fucking charged with like raping minors. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know why we're worried about her. Like, I mean, no shade, but I find that so fucking bizarre. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that one. It's weird to me because when motherfucker said Diddy was doing something, I didn't see a lot of people thinking like, um, is Cassie okay? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I really didn't see that. I feel like even to this day, I feel like people don't even speak on Cassie because I feel like there's a 50-50 vibe going on where people are like, you did get your ass beat, but you also was up over there for a long periodically time. And so I feel like people feel like you're a victim, but you also must have seen some shit and did not snitch until it was to a point where you had evidence for you. And only you having evidence for you means that you didn't go up over there when you seen other people be victims. You only sued when you were the victim, not when other people were being victimized, which we know you have to know about, but you're being protected because you're the one who filed the charge, which it is what it is. I'm not even worried about her like that. But when it comes down to it, protect Beyonce from what? Like that's so strange to me. Like people are really worried about like what Beyonce gonna do. Ma'am, this man just got fucking charged with assaulting a minor, and they thankfully are allowing the person to stay anonymous. I know some people really wanted that person to come forward on their real government. That is so strange. I'm so sorry, but some people are so weird to me. If I was sexually assaulted when I was young, like if I was R worded as a minor, why the fuck would I want my government name out there connected to Jay-Z and fucking Beyonce? What the fuck? People have really lost their fucking minds and really think everything is fine. I'm so sorry to say this, but there is a reason why certain people are at the top. And I'm not trying to play too much, but it's just like, babe, the way that Diddy was doing stuff, I'm sure Jay-Z had his own little moves. Not to mention the way Mama Tina was moving during DC. I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that there were not attacks on other people, other creators. I refuse to believe that. I remember when there used to be so much drama about Sierra. Like, people used to really drag Sierra so bad. And I used to be like, what did she do? And it was always in comparison to Beyonce. It was never like people were just dragging Sierra. I remember a lot of other musical musicians being compared. I still see people being like, "Who's better than Beyonce?" Name people, and it's like, "Are y'all okay?" Like it's so scary. Like the way people seemingly love Beyonce like terrifies me, bitch. Like it terrifies me because it's like I enjoy music in general. Do I think Beyonce's talented? Sure do. I used to be Beehive. I did. I remember so many moments. But it's just like I've been so turned off. And it's worse than the Barb's and Nicki. It's worse than that, honestly. Cause I really feel like I've seen people actively like go nuts for Beyonce in a way that's like, are you okay? Like she can't hear this conversation, right? Like she not gonna be in heaven with you hanging out because you did this, right? Like, are you okay? I just really be wondering like the what the fascination is, but on the other hand, I think about how, femininity is seen as resting in her. I'm also seeing how, she's trying to debut her daughter, Blue. I'm seeing the communication from people making it seem like Blue is being grown and fast. It's so fascinating to see that. So fascinating to see that. Meanwhile, I feel like most celebs aren't putting their children out there this quickly. Like that was my thing. I don't think that she looked too grown. That's a weird statement. What I do think though is that she should be protected still. She should still be protected by her parents. She should not be making debuts. I get it. She may want to be on stage. That's cute. Not yet. Give her till her teens. She's not even in that awkward phase where you don't want nobody to see you with your parents. I just don't think that they're really thinking like about her and the way that they've been just pushing these products out, the way they've been moving, like a lawsuit coming. People have been saying it for a while. And I just think about how they've been in the media way more than usual. It's almost like they were getting ready for this. It's almost like they were gearing up for this bad press. Like, no, 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 not Beyonce, not Sacred, not insert brand, not insert brand, not insert brand, not insert new product, not insert new product, like, think about it. Disconnecting from them is harder now, especially for the women that are using the hair care products. Once you get locked into a brand, bitch, that can be like Apogee and fucking what is it? Aussie and Apogee got my money forever. I don't ever see me getting off their neck. I'ma always be there for Apogee and Miss Aussie Moist. I'ma always be there for both of those hoes. And don't get me wrong, I'm adding shit too. I'm adding coconut oil and honey to all that shit, but still, they're gonna get my money forever. I already know. Until I find a black hair chemist that specializes in a product for hair that ranges from fucking 3C to motherfucking 4B, no, I won't be leaving. I'll be staying right where I am. And again, like once you start buying hair care from somebody, makeup, skincare, your body starts getting acclimated. Now you all caught up. Like my mom told me that like if you start using Proactive, it'll fuck up your skin if you stop using it. That terrified me. I was like, wait, there's products that get you addicted? What the fuck? But apparently that's the case. Let me see. I want to say, don't get me wrong, I'm coming to the end of my chat, but I'm trying to think. 'Cause I feel like there are a couple things before I left that last one that I wished I would have said in the last one, but I didn't get a chance to. But yeah, no, my plan is for this next year is I want to just start being more physically active because I really just think that being able to be home has been such a privilege, such a luxury. I've been so grateful. But I also don't want to get like too caught up in not preparing for what I see coming, which is a lot of movement. I feel like there's a lot of movement coming up for us, y'all. And I think that movement is intimidating. It's very intimidating, but I think a lot of y'all can hear it. The war drums in America are loud, and it just makes me think of, the 60s bitch and the 70s bitch. It makes me think of those two different time periods and how they were very different but very significant. And how, I started listening to music from Black women from the 1920s, and a lot of them were being very tongue in cheek and being very candid about, you know, either doing sex work or doing voodoo on people. And I think about how, I think about the Salem witch trials. I think about just all the ways that like white supremacy has gone out their way to try to kill the idea of magic. I think about baby mother talking about how her maternal grandmother or great grandmother was a serial killer of evil men. I think about how there are just so many women protecting and providing, and I think about how terrifying that is to masculinity, who lies about being the protectors all the time. Like, I just think about all the projection made by people who are privileged about how they have, more discipline, more loyalty, more. Like, I saw a man today make a video about how women hate cooking with Kaya more than anybody else. How the main people that hate cooking with Kaya are women. And it's awkward because, on one hand, like, a man feeling comfortable to share that like women are like women on women crime is the crime to focus on. It's fascinating because I'll say this. I have seen people think that like, the person that's going to cause me the most harm is someone I'm in group with. I've seen that take, and I don't want to take away from folk. Like, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. Me personally, if I can just talk about my journey and my thoughts, I don't want to say that I ever felt like other fat people were the ones that were going to harm me before thin people, but I will say that it was more hurtful for me at times to be aware that there are people that are closer to me in proximity who could do harm than people who I'm not closer in proximity with that may not even bother my ass. Like, yes, I've had thin people be super fat phobic towards me, and that hurts in ways, but we got to be candid that it hurts differently when people that could be hurt like you are hurt you. Like, I think that that's something to talk about. I don't think that's a moment to say that's the true oppressor is the person you're in group with. I think that it's real though to say like, damn, this person hurting me really hit me in a way that had me like, damn, I not you too, like not us fighting like this when you know what I'm up against. Again, I'll hold that it can be really wild to see the harm doer is not a white person. I'll hold that for sure. Or not a thin person, rather, that the harm doer is someone who is not white, not thin, not able bodied. Like, it can be hard to hold that that person that's close as fuck to me in proximity is the one who hurt me. But I want us to hold that that person didn't hurt us worse than the oppressor. Like, they actually didn't, they actually couldn't hurt us more than the system. I want us to just hold that. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, and I'm not asking you to do what's easy right now. I'm asking you to hold the reality of the situation, which is that you, just like the person you're in group with, y'all are both, marginalized in ways, but in the moment, that person's marginalization may make you feel like they owe you something. And I can agree with that. I can agree that there are moments where I'm like, don't you see what I see? And I've also had to hold that no. There are times where people can look just like you and have never experienced what you experienced. And therefore, they won't have the same knowing that you'll have from experience. Yes, they can maybe hear you if they're in the space to, but there's going to be times where you experience something and someone will really not hear you. And it's not because you're not worth listening to. It's because what you're explaining, they literally don't understand. And instead of sitting with that, like they don't understand, but you're still worth listening to. They're so much more invested in the story that they've told themselves that does not allow you to be someone worth listening to. It's unfortunate, but that's what it be sometimes. Like people will hear you say white supremacy and immediately say, I have good white friends. And so that person will really think that you're just, a disgruntled person of color. They won't hold that they actually shut down their thinking because they know some white people who they don't believe are racist. Again, it can be hard to hold that some people genuinely don't understand, and therefore, for them, there's nothing more to do. Lack of understanding means they're done. And I think, again, I've been there where I didn't, like, I'm there with math in lots of ways where I'll be like, I don't get this symbol. This is sounding kind of, boring. I don't care. I'm going to dip. This is not me trying to compare my desire to care about math with people's desire to care about other people's humanity. I'm just trying to offer that there are times where people will hear something that they don't understand and immediately be like, well, that's above me. And it's really not above you. But again, what you're telling yourself and what is the true, that is what's true, and what you tell yourself, those are in conflict. But if I tell you that, maybe you want to fight me now. Now me saying what I said, oh, now we're beefed out. Now we hate each other. Now we have drama because you're like fuck sitting with how I feel. Again, I don't purport to know everything, but I am trying to learn how to talk to people so that I don't have to, look over my shoulder, make sure they're not coming with a knife or a rock. Like I'm really trying to just remind people like, hey, it's okay that we don't understand what's going on here. Let's take a break. I try to remind people we don't have to keep on going in this combo. We can come back to it, or we can just stop talking forever. Actually, it's okay. We can disconnect from each other. That sounds like it might be the easier thing for us to do. Let's do what's easy for us right now. There's so many ways to talk about what makes sense, but again, I'm just trying to not be somebody that people got to recover from. I know that's not possible with everybody. Some connections I'm going to have with people, when they end, that person may feel like, damn, I wish I got more, or I wish I had less. That's okay. That's all right with me. I'm trying to just remember that I get to check in with myself every time I connect with any person and say, hey, do we feel good? Are we feeling drained? Are we liking this? Does this person make us feel cherished, cared for, heard, respected? Do we feel easy to love around these people? Do we feel like vulnerability that feels right around these people? Can we be ourselves in front of these people? So many questions that you gotta ask yourself just to be out here. So really be nice to yourself in this moment. If you haven't been doing that, you're not bad. It's okay. Self-awareness takes a long time for some of us. Realizing that you're not the bad one just because you didn't have all the information. How nice. Isn't that nice that you're not the bad one, that you just didn't know? And now you can start learning. How exciting! Opportunities are there for you. You don't have to keep on doing what you're doing. Again, I don't know shit. And I'm so grateful I get to keep on learning. And you too. Not just me. Not just you. Everybody. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go and put RSO all over my body. I'm going to get serious about making an altar because I've been scared to make one because I don't fuck with my family. So I'm not sure who I'm gonna fucking be trying to call to me. You feel me? I'm not sure who all I'm calling, but you know what? I'm trying to like reach out to my granny and let her know, like, even though you was fucked up, I really hope that you know there were moments where you really were kind to me, and I appreciated that because I think you saw what I was going through. But at the same time, I hope you're thinking about your behavior. Because I like to think our ancestors are still growing in their own way, you know? I like to think that even if my ancestor was whack, they might have another chance to keep on growing past that. I don't know though. I don't know. Thank you, Drew. You're a sweetie. I appreciate you. But yeah, no, I'm going to go and cover my body with this RSO. I hope folks take themselves more seriously this year moving forward. But I also hope you play more. I hope that you be more goofy, be more silly. I really hope that you try to like laugh way more this year. Not just because, to escape, but also to just indulge in, just the real goofy, silly ways of life. Like I hope you're serious when you need to be, but I really hope that you take a lot of times to just get real silly. Cause I really feel like that's really how I'm making it right now, bitch. I'm making it. I'm just trying to remind myself I can make myself laugh. I can really give myself a little bit of a kiki, a little hee hee. I can really be nice to myself. So, so, so nice. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being kind to me. Thank y'all for the chat. Thank y'all. Sweet dreams.